Hey everyone, it's Alyce, and I am here with the June episode of Book Box Duel. So if you missed it, on this channel we used to do something called Book Box Battle, in which we put 3 book boxes up against one another to see which one was the best for the month and which one won. We recently dropped down to 2 boxes. 2 book boxes. So instead of continuing on with Book Box Battle, we decided to change it into Book Box Duel because there's only 2 going head to head, who are Fairyloot and OwlCrate. So these are the June boxes. We're going to see which one is best. And from what I can remember, Fairyloot won last month, which means OwlCrate are going to be going first because we always leave the winner till last. Hopefully leave the best till last. So we will find out what was in June's OwlCrate box. So the prompt for this month is "If the Fates Allow." And we've got all of the puffy stuff on the top that I'm going to try and place nicely on the floor so I don't have too much cleaning up to do after the video. So first up we have the Treasured Tomes pin of this month. This is a monthly collection that OwlCrate are doing that's going throughout the year of 2023. And this one has a little raven with a strap on the front, because it's Raven Boys inspired. And this has a picture of Pig, has Virginia State, I've lost all of my words today, has the map of Virginia State behind the pictures. You've got Welcome to Cavewater, Teenage Boy from Anglion B Boys School Missing, Magnetic and Gravity Anomalies in Henrietta Forest. So it has like little bits of the story, and the barn. So little bits of the story in there, and I'm guessing it's meant to be Gans's notebook at the front with the raven on it. And these are designed by No One Designs, and they're just absolutely adorable. I've loved every one of these so far, and I'm looking forward to getting the rest of the collection throughout the year. We then have something designed by Vitkovskaya Art. And again, I'm very sorry if I pronounce any of these names wrong, because I can only go off of what it looks like on the Instagram handles. And this is a little hand mirror. I would know him in Death at the End of the World. And I'm guessing that's probably inspired by the Song of Achilles. Yes, so that's inspired by the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Oh, all of the shininess. This is so weird to try and do on a video. Try and show you some, okay, and tell you what I'm showing you. Oh, just stuff. But yes, it's got a little quote around the top and then the helmet on the back. Never received a hand mirror from any of the book boxes before, and I'm very, very impressed that that managed to come in one piece, considering OwlCrate comes all the way from America. So props to you, OwlCrate. That is some good packaging material. And that's something that I could actually get some use from. I'll need to find like a case or something to put it in, because it's more something I would probably use out and about rather than in my house. But could be handy if I'm trying to do any makeup, which I don't wear very often, but I might. Then we have a little packet here that says, "The sea does not like to be restrained." Ooh. And in here we have, oh, a little necklace. Oh, there's an owl holding a dagger and a dagger in the middle of the sea, which is very cool. And this is, oh, it's inspired by Percy Jackson. So you'll find Percy's sword riptide and Athena's owl on the other side. That's really clever. Designed with love by Keeley Studios. So I always love getting necklaces. I love the fact that it's a double-sided one, so it doesn't matter how it sits, you've still got something on show. I will be honest that I haven't read Percy Jackson yet. I started it for one of the Believathons many, many years ago, and then I just got halfway through and gave up, and I don't quite know why. But there's actually a 6th Percy Jackson book being published towards the end of this year, so I feel like now is a good time to be featuring Percy Jackson merch, and is a good time for me to make sure that I actually read it. We then have a little box. Oh, looks like a big coaster. That's the joy of myths. Read the stories, then make them your own. That's a quote by Neil Gaiman. There's definitely some kind of like ceramic material, but with the coaster on the back. And this is, oh, it's like a big coaster for bowls. I mean, it's a clever idea. Again, like, we get coasters quite regularly, but a big coaster for bowls is something I don't think I've had yet. And that is designed by Pahome. We then have a very heavy bag. Is this a picnic blanket? Oh my god, it's a picnic blanket. I'm not going to unfold this all the way because I know for a fact I'm going to have an absolute mare trying to get it back together. But I'm wondering if that might be inspired by the Scorpio races, because you've got like seashells and bones and horses. And a horse coming out of the water. Yes, inspired by the Scorpio races. And this is designed with love by Ginny LaCour and Divine Literary. I don't think I've ever had a picnic blanket either. It's even got folding instructions for those who are terrible at folding picnic blankets, just like me. That's really clever, and it feels like it's quite a nice kind of washable, hand wash only, but it is like a nice material that would come clean if you needed to wash it. And then at the bottom of the box we have the book, which is Threads That Bind by Kika Hatzopoulou. I'm probably not getting that right, and I'm very sorry. And this is very similar to the OwlCrate edition of A Marvellous Light in that it's got this kind of see-through cover that lets you see everything underneath it. So you can take off the title. So it's just the people. And then you can take off some of the extra designs and things on the back. I will be honest, I'm not the biggest fan because it feels like the title should probably be on the cover because it's quite difficult to read the title because there's lots going on behind it. If the title was a little bit smaller and kind of fitted inside the circle, but you can see it's over the circle. So it looks almost like they put the wrong jacket on the wrong book. And it's the same with the back. You've got this border underneath in this pearlescent kind of foiling, but then you've got this other border on top, so it looks a bit too like overlappy. What I liked about the OwlCrate A Marvellous Light is that it's just the people. I think maybe the people and the title. So you can have it on or off and it doesn't impact the design that much. But I think there's just a little bit too much going on with this one for me personally. It says, feel your fear and keep going anyway. You've got foiled end papers with the characters, which are the same at the front and the back. And we have a signed tip-in page with the author letter on the opposite side. So all of this is designed by Lichen and Limestone, apart from the foiled end pages, which are by Lilith Saw and Lichen and Limestone. So that's interesting. Let us read the blurb and see what the book is about. Descendants of the Fates are always born in threes. One to weave, one to draw, and one to cut the threads that connect people to the things they love and to life itself. The Aura sisters are no exception. Io, the youngest, uses her fake-born abilities as a private investigator in the half-sunken city of Alante. But her latest job leads her to a horrific discovery. Somebody is abducting women, maiming their life threads, and setting the resulting wraiths loose in the city to kill. To find the culprit, she must work alongside Edie Runa, the right hand of the infamous Mob Queen, and the boy with whom she shares a rare fate thread linking them as soulmates before they've even met. The investigation turns personal when Io's estranged older sister shows up on the arm of her best suspect. Amid unveiled secrets from her past and her growing feelings for Edie, Io must follow clues through the city's darkest corners and unearth a conspiracy that involves some of the city's most powerful players before destruction comes to her own doorstep. This definitely sounds like the kind of book that I would love. I love the idea of this like fate thread linking the characters before they've even met, because I feel like that could cause some interesting tension between them. And I like this idea that there's like the three of the sisters working. It sounds like they're kind of working together using different powers. So I'm very interested in the story. I'm just not a huge fan of this design, unfortunately. And then at the bottom of the box, we also have the Owl Babble which they feature every month. And we have the theme for next month, which is Break the Curse, and a sneak peek which says that every July box includes an exclusive item designed by Grecian art. So something to look forward to. I mean, I really am enjoying the items in this box because they're very unique. But that book design is just letting it down a little bit for me. Let's see what happens with Fairyloot. So let's dive into Fairyloot and see which book they picked for us this month. I had a feeling that they were doing the Threads That Bind as well. So I don't know if that's this month. So we might have another video in which it's just the same book facing off against itself. But let's find out. So straight up I'm seeing like a weird kind of netted bag. And I'm interested. And this is reusable makeup pads. Like makeup removal pads, I think. Face pads. Wave goodbye to makeup, reusable face pads. Now, I'm going to say straight off, I've seen some people complaining when they involve things like hair scrunchies, saying that it's too feminine and that not many guys would need to use a hair scrunchie. Well, personally, I can't remember the last time I put makeup on, and I'm not somebody who uses a lot of makeup. It's not something that I instinctively think of as being very popular in the bookish community. Like, more booktubers than not don't seem to bother with makeup and things. I don't know if that's just the channels that I'm watching. But also, this means that it's not really going to appeal to most guys anyway. So, this is a very niche item. I think it's interesting because I've not seen it featured anywhere else before. I think that a lot of people are going to get a lot of use out of this. For me personally, I might use these maybe once a year. So it's worth having because normally I just kind of use a wet wipe and scrub my face to pieces. But I'm surprised that they would include something like this because it just feels a little bit too niche. This is the kind of item I would expect to see more from like OwlCrate's Afterlight box, because Afterlight was meant to be like self-care products as well as like a contemporary romance novel. So I'd expect to see this there, not here. We then have like a little box, and in the little box we have something that's jangling. Oh, another one of these things. Okay, so this is a tea strainer. So you put the loose leaf tea in there and then you like stand it with the thingy. And it says, it's a bold and stupid move. I like it. Fairyloot have done one of these that's basically exactly the same as this not very long ago. I think it was inspired by the Stardust Thief, and that didn't come out very long ago. I will see if Sean can find a picture of it, just so I'm not going mad, and just to double check it was definitely Fairyloot. But I don't drink loose leaf tea, so this is not useful to me in the slightest. And that's the Pirate King tea strainer designed by Blanca Design. So I'm assuming that's probably inspired by Daughter of the Pirate King, but I can't see the spoiler card yet, so I will get back to you on that. We then have a cushion cover with two people embracing. It looks like it's probably inspired by The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, but I'm not sure. I don't really like it. Oh no. I think the artwork is beautiful, but I think I don't really like cushion covers unless they're like a quote, because I think I wouldn't want my family to come around and have like loads of pillows of people about to kiss. It just seems like a weird decor choice. It's just not what I would personally want as art on my pillows. So again, beautiful artwork, but not an item for me. Ooh, this one should be better. The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi plate, designed by Michaela Alcano Design. Okay, I like plates. I use plates on a daily basis, and I read The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi, and I really enjoyed it. So let's hope that this is a great item. Oh, okay, this is pretty. It's got like the waves and the palm trees and the birds. And this is very, very stunning. Microwave and dishwasher safe, so you can use it in multiple places. That's good. Always going to be a fan of a plate because I think they're very, very useful. Everybody, a plate has a universal appeal. Most people will use plates. And especially where it's more of like a subtle design, it's not overly bookish, so that could fit into most people's kitchens. And it's a nice muted colour palette too, so that's very beautiful. So that kind of makes up for the disappointment of the rest of the items. I've found the spoiler card right down here at the bottom. So the cushion cover is The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea, and that's by After Blossom Art. The tea strainer is Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. The reusable face pads were designed by Blanca Design. And we've also got in here at the bottom the tarot cards that are featured in Fairyloot on a monthly basis. These are the 9 of stars and the 10 of stars. And these are Achilles and Patroclus from the Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. And these are illustrated by Rosalind Arts. And we also have at the bottom here, which I'm really, really happy with because I love this collection, another 2 figures in our Greek mythology bookmarks collectible series that have this beautiful kind of subtle foiling by the characters. They're just so stunning to me. I haven't used them because I don't want to mess them up, because I don't want to like pull the foil off, but I like the whole collection and I am thinking about possibly getting these framed when they've finished doing them. And these are Poseidon and Ocean, and they're designed by Grecian Arts. So quite a lot in this box this month, and now let's find out what the book is. I'm guessing probably not The Threads That Bind, because this feels like a very watery themed box. So I don't know if I've mixed up the themes in my head and I thought OwlCrate was Fairyloot, or if Fairyloot might be doing that next month and I've just spoiled it for everybody. But we'll pretend I didn't say anything. I'm probably just mixing it up. So we have the Fairy Scoop. We have the author letter with an art print on the back, and this is by Hashan Draws. And then we have the book, which is Sing Me to Sleep by Gabby Burton. And we've got the stenciled waves on the edges. We've got the gentle foiling with the design on the back and on the front, which is nice because Fairyloot did the adult book last month that only had the foiling on the front, and then there was like a weird kind of disconnect between the front and the back, and I wasn't a huge fan of it. It says, a duty to protect, let me try that again, a duty to protect, a desire to kill, an impossible love. And this has beautiful illustrated end papers, an alternate cover on the hardcover case under the dust jacket, and different end papers at the back of the book as well. So these are designed by, the end papers are by Jo Kerr, and the full coloured foil design on the hardcover is by Blanca Design. So very, very beautiful. Let's find out what this one is about. I'm assuming probably mermaids or sirens or something watery. Circe Sokovia survives on secrets. As the last siren in her kingdom, she can sing any man to an early grave, but her very existence is illegal, and if her true identity were ever discovered, it would be her life on the line. By day, Circe disguises herself as a fae, pretending to be the perfect soldier in training. By night, she satisfies her darker urges, working as an assassin for dangerous mercenaries. And all the while, she keeps the biggest secret of all, that she is not always in control of her siren powers or her desire to kill. Then a blackmailer threatens her sister, and Circe's investigation takes her to the royal palace and her most dangerous job yet, personal bodyguard to the crown prince. Circe expects to despise Prince Hayes, but he is kind, thoughtful and charming, and she finds herself increasingly drawn to him until he tasks her with investigating a killer plaguing the kingdom. The problem? The killer is Circe. Trapped by her deadly double life, Circe can't leave the palace until she saves her sister, but who will save her from herself? This sounds very, very interesting. I'm getting kind of like vibes of Skin of the Sea, almost. It's saying that it's for fans of The Cruel Prince and To Kill a Kingdom. I haven't read To Kill a Kingdom and I don't really like The Cruel Prince, so I'm not sure how I'm going to feel about this one. But it certainly sounds interesting, and it's a very, very beautiful design. So I'm interested in diving into it. Now is going to be the hard part, because how do I choose a winner when I don't really like any of the items in the Fairyloot box, but I really, really dislike the OwlCrate book design? This is a hard one, because I think the plate gets points, the bookmarks get points. Everything else loses points. And then when it comes to OwlCrate, I mean, I like the hand mirror, but again, will I really use it? I like the big poster, but again, will I really use it? The picnic blanket is very freaking cool, but the book is so ugly. Oh no. In all honesty, as an entire box, I think I'm probably going to go with Fairyloot just because I like the way that they've put the theme together. All of the items are very complementary to each other. It feels a bit strange that we've got two different Maggie Stiefvater items in the one box. It feels a bit strange that it all is quite disconnected in the OwlCrate box, which isn't something that normally happens with them. Normally they're good at like picking a theme and really sticking to it. But I feel like Fairyloot have done a good job with all of like the watery themed and the ocean themed books and items that they've chosen. They've got useful items, not necessarily to my taste, but useful, and they're very, very beautiful book design. So I am going to go with Fairyloot for this month. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Book Box Duel. Please let me know down in the comments if you agree or disagree with my decision, which item was your favourite, whether you've read or are interested in either of these books. I'm Alyce, this is the Bumbling Blogger. Thank you for watching and we'll see you soon with another video. Bye!